Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think will win in a battle between strength and intelligence? Bane versus Black Panther. Batman's infamous enemy Bane is famous for his massive size, brutality, and the venom serum that increases his strength many times over. He is not only a mindless muscle machine, but also a cold strategist who once brought the Dark Knight to his knees. With patience, meticulous calculation, and a steely will, Bane has become the symbol of a villain who is both strong and intelligent. Black Panther is King T'Challa of Wakanda, who possesses superhuman strength from heart-shaped herbs and is also a martial arts master with superior intelligence. He is not only an invincible warrior, but also a leader who protects the advanced Wakanda civilization. The combination of physical strength, fighting ability, and superior technology makes Black Panther one of the most comprehensive heroes in Marvel. Before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button. Please remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Bane is one of Batman's most dangerous enemies, not only because of his superior physical strength, but also because of his cold intelligence and sharp tactical analysis. He is the perfect combination of brute strength and strategy, creating an opponent that even experienced heroes must fear. The nickname, the Batbreaker, is attached to him, because Bane is the one who once brought Gotham's invincible symbol to its knees. Born and raised in the hell on earth that is Peñadero Prison on Santa Prisca Island, Bane soon trained his body and will to extraordinary levels. Prison life turned him into a tough warrior, ready to adapt to any harsh situation. As an adult, he upgraded himself with a Venom Enhancer, turning his already strong body into a living destruction machine. With or without the use of Venom, Bane still retains extraordinary strength, enough to lift tens of tons and create terrible destruction. His punches can penetrate concrete, destroy solid walls, and end the life of a normal person in a split second. His muscular body allows him to jump high, moving with a fierce bounce like a predator hunting its prey. His dependence on Venom makes Bane a warrior, both fearsome and unpredictable. His strength is amplified to extraordinary levels, enough to lift objects weighing over 15 tons as if it were just a small challenge. However, the huge increase in muscle mass limits his speed and flexibility, making his movements more cumbersome. What is amazing about Bane is not only his mechanical strength, but also his intelligence. He can absorb and remember new knowledge in seconds, making himself a dangerous strategist who can adapt to any situation. Venom's mechanism of action is tied to a specialized device that Bane always carries. With just a button on his back or through the control system on his wrist, he can immediately activate the flow of venom into his body, causing his muscles to swell and increase his strength instantly. However, overusing venom is a double-edged sword. When used at high frequency, Bane can become a living mass of muscle, full of destructive power, but gradually losing his inherent lucidity. This fall often leads to a state of addiction, turning him into a savage, aggressive, and easily manipulated giant. With venom in his body, Bane reaches superhuman strength, enough to lift a mass exceeding 27 tons, turning him into a destructive machine that few dare to confront, creating a large gap between him and most opponents. However, without Venom, Bane's strength stops at a perfect human level, only slightly higher than Batman's, showing the huge difference this liquid makes. With it, Bane can take down dangerous people like Killer Croc, easily overwhelm Robin, and even defeat Batman in direct confrontations. His strength combined with his coldness makes him a symbol of constant menace, a shadow that sows fear throughout Gotham. However, this dependence is also his fatal weakness. Jean-Paul Valley, as Batman, saw through Bane's nature and exploited his addiction to venom to take him down. When he loses control, Bane becomes sluggish, losing the ability to maintain strategic alertness. The loss to Jean-Paul Valley was not just a defeat, but also a demonstration that the power of Venom always has the potential to collapse, making Bane, though fearsome, not invincible. Bane is fluent in Spanish, English, Urdu, Farsi, and Latin. Unlike other intellectual characters such as the Riddler and Lex Luthor, Bane is highly focused on his goal without obsessive tendencies clouding his judgment. With a clear mind, Bane is also able to deduce Batman's identity without much assistance or investigation. Over the years, Bane has built his mind and body to the point where his body does not suffer much from lack of sleep or physical means. It is said that Bane used a certain drug during his time in prison that connected both hemispheres of his mind. It is unknown if the effects of that drug are still active in Bane's body, but it seems that the possible combination of venom use is still working on Bane. It is through years of intense physical training that even without the use of venom, Bane is capable of having strength, endurance, agility, coordination, and fighting skills comparable to a superhuman. It is unknown if Bane possesses a metagene, but so far he is considered a human at the peak of physical and mental perfection in every aspect. Aside from his physical and mental abilities, Bane also has extensive knowledge of heavy weaponry and explosives. Bane generally does not like to use these types of weapons when confronting someone. He will use them when attempting to destroy a building or any other man-made structure. Venom increases his strength by up to about 2 tons depending on the dosage he uses. Exactly how strong he can become is not yet fully determined. Venom has severe withdrawal effects if injections are not continued. Symptoms include severe pain, dehydration, insanity, coma, and eventually death. Bronze Tiger once commented that venom withdrawal makes him feel like his soul has been expelled from his body, and it is much worse than the withdrawal effects of other drugs. If Bane accidentally overdoses on venom, he will temporarily enter a feral state, with greatly increased physical capabilities, but he will become a berserk warrior without reason. More skilled opponents have taken advantage of this, although many have succumbed to the onslaught, causing him to transform into a savage, aggressive, and easily manipulated giant. This is the price to pay for the search for infinite power. I really hope you subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot, and you are the best. Thank you very much. T'Challa, not only a superhero, but also the powerful king of Wakanda, an African country with the world's most advanced science and technology. His power comes from the heart-shaped herb, which has elevated his body to the stature of a super soldier. Thanks to it, T'Challa's physical strength has reached a near-perfect level, surpassing the limits that a normal human can achieve. His flexibility, speed, and endurance are all outstanding. When he became king of the dead, T'Challa received the blessing of the goddess Bast, restoring and even enhancing his strength. This honor gives him access to the endless knowledge of all the Black Panthers who came before him, turning his intelligence into the crystallization of many generations of heroes. That helps T'Challa not only be physically strong, but also become a master strategist. His heightened senses are almost superhuman, allowing him to detect danger in the blink of an eye, dodge attacks with precision, and counterattack with deadly speed. His incredible healing and durability allow T'Challa to sustain intense combat for long periods of time without weakening. Although not as superhuman as Daredevil, he can see more clearly and at greater distances than any normal human. His vision extends into the ultraviolet and infrared regions of the electromagnetic spectrum, allowing him to see in near total darkness with equal clarity. T'Challa's hearing is similarly enhanced, allowing him to detect sounds that normal humans cannot and sounds they normally can, but at much greater distances. T'Challa can memorize tens of thousands of scents. His sense of smell allows him to recognize people, objects by scent, even if they are well hidden. He can track targets by scent and follow them to their exact location, can smell fear, and can detect a lie by altering their body odor. T'Challa's sense of taste is so sensitive that he can taste the exact composition of any specific food he eats. T'Challa's strength is enhanced to the peak of human potential. He has received the blessing of Bast, the Black Panther goddess, which increases his strength to between peak human and superhuman levels. His physical strength is significantly superior to that of any Olympic-level weightlifter and far superior to that of a normal human, allowing him to lift up to 750 pounds, 340.2 kilograms, with maximum effort. His legs expand with his strength, allowing him to vertically jump approximately 10 feet off the ground and 15 feet in the long jump. He can catch a 3,000-pound black rhinoceros and a 5-ton black rhinoceros. He has been seen effortlessly lifting a grown man with one hand and throwing him, tearing apart a thin wall with one hand, and wrestling a 20-foot crocodile with both hands. T'Challa's body is optimized to near perfection, eliminating almost all of the fatigue toxins that normally build up in the muscles. As a result, he possesses superior endurance and powerful lung capacity, allowing him to sustain maximum intensity for up to an hour before signs of deterioration begin to appear. His lung capacity has reached a point where he can hold his breath underwater for approximately 6 minutes, a feat that is almost superhuman. With this physical foundation, T'Challa once ran 15 miles through the New York sewer system while maintaining incredible stability. He has the ability to summon and control corpses, turning them into loyal soldiers in fierce battles. The spirits residing in the necropolis can also be summoned to aid him when needed, providing an unexpected strategic advantage. T'Challa can also create weapons from psychic energy and can manipulate ectoplasmic power to forge a special spear, making him a warrior of both physical and mental strength. T'Challa once had a rare experience where his mind touched the consciousness of Galactus, both before and after the Titan's transformation from destroyer to giver of life. Through a strange means of transporting him to Galactus's world ship, T'Challa began to be haunted by visions, appearing both in dreams and in everyday life. Another mysterious effect of consuming the heart-shaped herb is T'Challa's mental connection to vibranium, the metal that has transformed Wakanda's history. The country's kings, thanks to that special connection, possess the ability to sense the unique energy signature that vibranium emits. This allows them to know exactly when the precious metal is being taken from their territory and even determine the direction the thief is fleeing. Years ago, when in direct contact with the vibranium hill, T'Challa developed rare psychic abilities. He could see clearly through his blindfolded eyes and witnessed visions of the future, including a fierce confrontation with an energy vampire entity known as Kyber the Evil. However, these psychic abilities faded shortly after the battle, leaving him with memories of a mysterious, surreal period. The darkness of the Wakanda forest seemed to embrace the space as Bane quietly entered, ambitious to seize the priceless vibranium source. He carried a giant body, pumping venom in his veins, every muscle bulging as if wanting to tear apart anyone who dared to stop him. But that step could not escape Black Panther's eyes. He appeared in the middle of the night, his vibranium armor shimmering with a faint purple light, carrying the majestic aura of a king and the coldness of a warrior ready for a duel. The moment their eyes met, the heavy air seemed about to explode. Bane rushed forward, throwing a powerful punch that cracked the ground. That muscular strength far exceeded that of a normal person. Each blow seemed to crush the entire forest. But Black Panther did not choose to confront directly. He glided as fast as a panther's shadow, narrowly avoiding the terrible power, observing, waiting, and calculating. Bane fought more and more fiercely. Venom made him crazy. Each roar echoed fiercely, but that dependence was his fatal weakness. Black Panther saw the opportunity, rushed in with lightning speed. Sharp vibranium claws tore through the air, cutting the venom tube attached to Bane's back. The poison stopped flowing, that giant power quickly collapsed. In desperation, Bane tried to strike the final blow, but his steps were heavy, his reactions were slow. Black Panther did not miss the decisive moment. A precise attack knocked the giant down, letting him fall to the shaking ground. Silence returned in the forest. Only Black Panther's heavy breathing could be heard. He stood firm, his eyes shining in the darkness, affirming that intelligence, speed, and determination had won over brutal force. The protector of Wakanda had won, protecting his pride and sacred land intact. The winner, Black Panther. I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Please follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thanks a lot.